Hey everybody, it's Laura and Paula again with Kismet, and we're here with another Cardology or Kismet 101 introduction video. And now we're talking about the hand you were dealt. Say hi to everybody, Paula.
Hey, everybody.
So the first thing we're going to do is jump into the basics of the hand. So yeah, literally you were dealt a hand. That's a real thing. It's not just a saying. And essentially you dealt the hand yourself because the idea behind this system is that you chose this card for your lifetime, this time on Earth. And it's sort of like the personality sheath for what you were trying to accomplish and what you're trying to learn. And that information is in your free report on our website. It is kismet.com. But we're going to dive a little bit more into the hand. Before we do that, I just want to say for you to get really in depth into your hand, the thing you can get on our website is the kit, and that is on your one-stop shop. Once you look up your birthday, you're on your one-stop shop and you'll find the information about the kit there. Okay, so let's take a look at these two spreads. This might look familiar to you from the very first video in this series, or the introduction to the Destiny card system, but we're going to just take an example of one card and find its hand. First of all, there are two spreads. The spread on the right is for this earthbound lifetime. The spread on the left is more for like your past life stuff. It's more spiritually oriented. So we're just going to look at the 10 of diamonds. So look on the right-hand side and find the very center of the chart and see the 10 of diamonds. So that is the sun card. To the right is the moon card for the 10 of diamonds, the 10 of hearts. And then everything else is going to move to the left. So the best way to figure out what direction to go, when Paula was first teaching me about this, I could never figure out which direction to go. The way I finally learned how to learn it was by looking at the actual spiritual spread on the left. You're following the order of the cards. So if you notice, the 10 of diamonds is really in the same position as the queen of clubs. And you see that the king goes up, and then the ace goes up, and the two goes up. And if you're trying to figure out which direction to go from there, the 3 of diamonds tells you which direction to go. So when we are at the 10
That's
of
brilliant,
diamonds,
Laura. I never
oh yeah,
thought of that.
you
That's
did
great.
it. It's the only way I'm keeping myself sane.
So simple.
So it's a little
I know
cheat.
this is really complicated. This we're like throwing four different languages at you at the same time. So yeah,
So
just stay
yeah,
with
so
us, pick up what you can, and leave the rest.
yeah, because it'll come if you're interested in studying, you'll get there eventually. So the 10 of diamonds, to the right is the moon card, to the left is Mercury, 8 of spades, Venus, ace of hearts, Mars, ace of diamonds, Jupiter, jump down. So just like the 2 of diamonds jumps to the 3 of diamonds on the other chart, you're jumping over to the right and going to the queen of diamonds, Jupiter, queen of diamonds, Saturn, 5 of hearts, Uranus, 3 of clubs, 3 of spades, Neptune, 9 of hearts, Pluto, and then 4 more positions that are cosmic reward, cosmic lesson, expanded reward, expanded lesson, ending at the jack of clubs. So we'll explain what that means in just a moment. But just while you're looking at this with your hand and in your kit, you can actually do this. You can analyze the hand. We just give it to you in a list. You don't have to figure it out from the chart. But then you get to analyze what it means to have the ace of hearts in a Mercury position, if that's what your hand is. We also tell you to keep track of the cards of the people in your life, because if you have a person with a card that's in your hand, then you have that energetic connection primarily. But you would also see that in the cosmic connections on our website. So Paula is going to explain exactly what a Mars energy is, what a Venus energy is. So if you are an astrologer, you probably already have this concept down, but we also will get into those last 4 extra energies that are sort of planets that maybe we haven't discovered yet, that we still feel, the card system still feels are important. Okay, so Paula, let's talk about the sun card.
Okay, the sun card, what tarot readers call the significator. This is you. This is like your long range project that you're working on your whole life. And the suit and the number and the planetary position tell you all about you, your personality vehicle. Then the card to the right, the moon card, it's in that position because it's hidden. We think of it as being behind the card. So this is not what everybody else sees. So it represents your hidden traumas, maybe from childhood, what you're sensitive about, and it's like an emotional launch pad that kind of sets you up for the rest of your life. And it can also be your relationship style. That's really fun to get into. The Mercury card is your thinking style, what you think about, how you communicate, what you communicate about. The Venus card is your pleasure center or your love and relationship center, and it can also tell you about the women in your life. The Mars card will tell you what you're passionate about your sexual nature, about the men in your life, and also about career. Where are you going to take action? The Jupiter card tells you where you will expand and where you will receive blessings, how you will receive blessings, and also how blessings come through you to the world. The Saturn card is like the long range challenge. What is that long, steep hill that you're going to be climbing? It's character development. What is your classroom? What is your most difficult classroom, or one of the most difficult classrooms? The Uranus card is, oddly enough, it's like a miscellaneous category. It will tell you about your real estate, like all of your living situations. I have a king there, so I've always lucked out on where I live. It will also tell you about your humanitarian endeavors, and also areas of genius or giftedness. The Neptune card tells you what you dream about, what you idealize, and also about spirituality and consciousness. The Pluto card will be the death of you, or the death of your ego. Your Pluto card tells you about transformation. What will bring about my most challenging transformation, the dark night of my soul, when I feel like I'm either going to die or push through. The cosmic reward and lesson are like expanded Jupiter and Saturn, and expanded reward and lesson are like the higher octaves also of Jupiter and Saturn. So if you just think about turning the volume up on each one, you'll get the idea.
Thank you. Awesome. Yeah, so again, this stuff is all in your kit. So if you're kind of like, what is happening right now, then the kit will help you break this down step by step for each of these different positions. And now we're going to jump into the planetary ruling card, which is your second most important card. So Paula, tell us about what a planetary ruling card is, how you figure it out, and why it's important.
Okay, so when we talk about planetary ruling card, we're talking about another aspect of the personality. So let's use Oprah for an example. Oprah is the Jack of Clubs, which represents one who introduces us to a new way of thinking or a new paradigm. And obviously, she's been a really big paradigm shifter and a very original person. Her planetary ruler is the Four of Hearts. Why is that her planetary ruler? Well, she is an Aquarius. Her birthday is January 29th. So because she's an Aquarius, we look at her Uranus card because Uranus rules Aquarius. So you do kind of have to have a little minor grip on astrology here, or you can just read our material and that will tell you what your planetary ruler is. But so Oprah's Four of Hearts is, we wouldn't really call it a sub-personality. We would say that it augments her main personality. The Four of Hearts is this tender-hearted, soft touch, very relational, compassionate, intimate, but also the kind of person that wants to talk to you about your dreams and your visions. They're the storyteller. There are a lot of famous authors who are the Four of Hearts.
Oh my God, that's so true.
So here she is, this big innovator, this on stage. Let me introduce you to a new way of thinking through my book club. But in her interviews, she's like, yeah, let's pull out all the interesting stuff. And there's a sense of intimacy and tenderness. And she's very safe, emotionally safe. And that's the definition of the Four of Hearts.
Yeah, and I definitely think that some people actually identify more with their planetary ruling card. I feel like both of those two cards for me, the birth card and the planetary ruling card, are exactly equal in weight and how I interact with the world. But some people do feel like their planetary ruling card is a little bit more important, or they resonate with it more. And that just might be due to your natal astrology chart.
It really comes down to it. Yeah, there's a very personal thing as to which card you're going to identify more with in your
hand. And just one really quick note about Leos and Scorpios.
Okay, so Leos and Scorpios are a little different for their planetary ruling card because Leos are ruled by the sun. That is their quote unquote planet. So what is their sun card? Well, it's their sun card. So they would be like a double dose of their own card. Their planetary ruler is the same as their birth card. Scorpios rather, are ruled by both Mars and Pluto. So when they discovered Pluto, they had to assign it to a sign. They assigned it to Scorpio, very fittingly. So Scorpios have two planetary ruling cards that are their Mars and their Pluto card, and this fits them extremely well.
Yeah, so just to recap, you can get your kit on your one-stop shop page, which is, if you just put your birthday into itiskismet.com, you'll be there on the one-stop shop page. But the reason that the hand is important is several things. It can tell you about the energy between you and another person, your kind of cosmic connection. So again, if you have a friend or a girlfriend or a husband or something that is Uranus to you, then it'll give you more of an idea of what that vibe is. These cards can also pop up in your yearly spread, which we talked about in the previous video. When you want to get a reading, we look at what your spread is for the year, what cards you have for the year. These cards can pop up there too.
Yeah, so like if your husband pops up in your Saturn position that year, you can know that he's going to have a teaching role in your life. Whereas if your buddy shows up in Mercury, you're going to have more of a communication connection with that person.
And that wraps up this show. Thanks for tuning in, everyone. Feel free to check out the rest of the episodes in Cardology 101 to learn more about the Destiny card system. Jump over to our channel, Dear Kismet, where we are doing a weekly show that answers your questions about life issues, and we'll be talking about celebrities and world events. You can also jump over to our website. It is kismet.com to learn more about the cards you were dealt and get some goodies to help you explore and do your own internal work. We'd love for Cardology to become as embedded in the collective consciousness as astrology and numerology are. So share with your friends and family. We are on Instagram, Kismet Cards, and Facebook, it is Kismet. And just a reminder from all of us at Kismet, do your work.